Hey, hi everyone. This is M2K Tutorials, and today we gonna learn about the part 2 of JavaScript basic series. And in this video, I'm gonna talk about how you can add JavaScript in multiple ways in your web page. Okay, so as you seen in our previous tutorial where I have gone through that what is JavaScript and why we use it, and I also given one example for that one. So today what we're gonna do, we will pick that example, we're gonna create our page, and then in that page we gonna include that JavaScript. Okay, so there are multiple ways to include JavaScript, and that's we're gonna learn today. And you're gonna create your first HTML page with JavaScript. So let's get started. Okay, so to start with this, let's create one normal HTML file, and to create a HTML file you need to select this text document. Name is as a index.html. You can name whatever you want, and then change your extension to HTML. Okay, now this index.html is gets created, and now just double click on it to open as with the notepad, or you can go in open with. Okay, and open with notepad. Now we're gonna just copy the earlier example which we have seen in our previous video, and for this one you just need to go in this link. I will again give this link in description, but you need to go here, click on the try it yourself, and you will get this code which we have tried yesterday or in our previous video. So copy this one. Okay, paste it in your index.html. Okay, either you can go in file and save it, or you can press Ctrl S. Okay, so let's see here. So what was happening here, if you see, there is this button. Okay, where this on click we were calling some JavaScript method, but we can do better than this. Okay, because this is a little bit messy. This tag, this button tag is now is very long, as you can see, and also you can see this is not maintainable if you have to write multiple line of code. Okay, so this is not the things which is recommended in ideal way. So there is some practices, so you don't have to include here. Okay, so let me do one thing what we can do. So to include JavaScript in your code, you can go inside body. Okay, you can write this tag which is script tag. Okay, let me little bit zoom it. Okay, then close this tag, script tag, close it. Okay, I am just copying this JavaScript code from here. Okay, and I am cutting it and pasting in my script tag. Okay, this is simple, right? So you just created one script tag, you copied that JavaScript code from there, and you pasted here, and now this script tag is currently in body. Okay, so remember that. Okay, but now problem is this on click method don't know what to execute, right? Earlier the same code was here, so it was there and it just executing that one, but now it don't know that what to be executed. For that there is concept or of functions or methods in JavaScript. So this is Don't worry about this function thing. So you gonna know more about that in other videos. But currently you can think of functions as a reference or as a collection of some task which is um, performed by JavaScript or inside code. So function is function consists your some functionality, okay, which should be specific. So right here, let's say I have written this thing right here. I have written this thing, and the function name is change HTML, and if you want to make more readable, you can change it to inner HTML. Okay, so now this function name is change inner HTML, and what is doing? It's changing the inner HTML of this component, this element. Okay, so this change inner HTML function doing this task, and that makes sense because this function is actually the work is to perform any specific task, and it's doing that, and we named this function based on that one. So so it's clear that okay, it's used to change the inner HTML. Now this function name, we can go to on click, we can give it to this one, and now this, after clicking on button, you should this button should be calling this change inner HTML function, and the change inner HTML function will do whatever we want with the JavaScript. So earlier, if you remember what we were doing with that in this line, what we were doing, we were changing the inner HTML of this element. So this is the this will be happen the same way, but now we created one function, and inside that we put our script, our JavaScript. But all those things, this function and this JavaScript code document.get element by ID, so this whole thing is actually JavaScript, right? So we need to make browser understand that what is script and what is HTML. So to understand, to get to understand the browser that it's script, you need to wrap your script in script tag. Okay, so I hope this is clear. Okay, now you just need to again control S or go in file and save it. Okay, then go to your folder where you have created this file, and just right click on it, open it with Google Chrome, and here we go. So here, this is your first HTML page which is rendering these views using HTML, and this button should call that function which will change the inner HTML of this one. Okay, and now if I click on this one, you will be able to see this hello JavaScript here. Okay, so here we go. Yes, so now you can see right here, you have changed this to hello JavaScript after clicking on this button. This is the same thing which we did yesterday, but now this is in our page, and this is our one small web page. You can see this is our one first small web page. This can be your website as well in future. Okay, so this is your first web page where you have included a script, and you, after clicking on button, you have changed some inner HTML of one element. Now there is other ways as well to include the script. So things one common way people use to include JavaScript is in head tag. Okay, head, you know, in any HTML, after HTML there is one head tag where you can also include this one. So I'm gonna just control X and paste it here. Okay, control S, and it should still work. So let's go here, refresh it. Okay, and still it's working. Okay, so this is the other way. you can include in the body, you can include in the head. Okay, so but there is one issue with this one. Okay, so if this is head, okay, so you know this HTML will render like from top to bottom. Okay, so root to your inner components. Okay, so what happened, this head render first and then body render second. Okay, so currently if you see in our code, we are accessing this demo, it means this p tag in our Java script. Okay, and let's say currently we are calling this change inner HTML after this button render. Okay, because when this button will render, then only you will be able to click on this button, right? And then it will be gonna call this change inner HTML. By that time this p tag is already rendered in your web page. Okay, so that's why you are able to you still able to see the same effect which we did when we are adding in the body tag. But let's say if we don't have this, we don't calling this change inner HTML function on the click, and we'll be calling directly after just this one. So let me remove this function and directly execute this line. Okay, document.get element by id. Okay, now refresh it. Okay, so see, this is not changing, and if you click on F12 here, or you can also go in here and go in more tool, and in developer tool you will see the console part, and if you're clicking on it, okay, so it's giving some error. It's saying cannot set property inner HTML of null. Now you need to understand why it's coming. This is the basic funda of JavaScript, or your rendering. This is very important part how the web page is rendered. So why it is not able to change that inner HTML, because it render first, and when it was getting this reference, actually this p tag was not created at that time. Okay, so that's why it's not able to get this p tag id here and giving you error. But if you include this script, okay, after the p tag or in the body at the end, okay, let's see what happened now. Okay, let's go to our page, refresh or hard reload, so that now you see hello JavaScript executed means like this, because we are not using click button to do that. So as soon as web page is loading and after everything is rendering, in the body we have written that change this inner HTML to hello JavaScript. So, and it's changing, and there is no error now, because now this element already render when JavaScript accessing it. Okay, so because of this it was able to get that reference. Okay, now there is one another way you can include JavaScript by the external sources. Okay, so let me show you what I meant. Okay, so in a script you can give this source attribute. We call the attribute if we are giving any attribute in HTML. So here you can give the path of JavaScript file. Okay, so I'm just creating one JavaScript file, naming it as um, let's name it as first.js. Okay, now I'm taking this code, cutting it. Okay, and I'm just saving it. And now I will go in our folder where we have created this index.html, and now we're gonna create one another file we named as first.js, as we have given in our HTML. Okay, so we'll do that. Okay, and now we gonna open it again with Notepad. And now again that function which we had created earlier, let's create here again same thing which we have written in this script tag. We can again write here. There is no issue. This is the same thing which we have written earlier. I am writing again here in this JS file. Okay, and let me paste that code which we have copied from this script tag. Okay, now I have pasted it, and now save this file as well. Go in file, save. Now here we also made some changes, so go here file and save it. Okay, so now we are not writing anything here. Okay, in between we are not writing anything, right? But still, so what we are doing, we are referencing one script or JS file here using src attribute. Okay, so what browser gonna do, browser gonna go through this HTML page, and it will, when it file script tag, and it will file this source attribute, it will look for first.js. Because we didn't given any previous path, it will just look into the root directory, means like where this index.html, it will look into that directory and it will file the first.js. And as you see in first.js, we have written the same things, so it gonna execute that script like it did for the this when we are inserting it in between. Okay, so now let's go here, refresh it. Okay, click on it and it's still working. Okay, so now but you can go in here in tool and go in developer tool, and you go in source. Okay, here you can see with the index.html there is first.js as well. Okay, and you can also go in network and let me refresh it. So here you can see index.html is also loading and first.js is also loading. So what is happening here? So browser first loading this index.html, where it get this first.js reference, the source of this first.js, and it's loading this JavaScript file as well. Okay, so you can see in network tab of developer tool. Okay guys, so these were the three ways you can use, you can include JavaScript, and the preferable way is this way to include external files in your web pages. Because in like big project there will be multiple JavaScript files, and you need to structure, because that will be big project. So this will be not sustainable that you are including everything in a script tag. Okay, so you need to remember that. All right, so this is end of our video. So if you guys have any questions, you can post in comment and I will try to answer all of them. Okay, otherwise if there will be so many questions, I can make one new video for the question and answers. So let me know you guys what you thinks, and how you liking this series of and JavaScript basics. And also let me know that what things you want to change in here. Okay, how you are feeling with that, how good you are thinking that this is going. Okay, let me know in comment section, and hit like button if you like this video, and please subscribe to my channel M2K Tutorials. Thanks guys.